Hey everyone, it's Jeff Fisher of High School Football America, joined by one of the best in America, Coach Darren Sunkett, the head coach at East St. Louis High School in Illinois, a regular in the High School Football America 300 national rankings powered by NFL Play Football. Right now, number 20 and fresh off a 6A championship. Coach, thanks for taking the time with me today.
Oh, thanks for having me on, Jeff. I appreciate that.
Well, you've had quite the year. You were inducted into the Hall of Fame there in Illinois earlier this year. Now a championship. You guys are always near the top, and you've had a couple of days now to let this sink in for you. What kind of stands out about this great 2024 season?
Oh man, it's been a very exciting year. We've had the opportunity to this year to play a very rugged schedule. Uh, you know, uh, we traveled back to the East Coast and we played MOTEP, which was a great opponent out of Philly. I had that opportunity to play IMG. Uh, had an opportunity to play a team from down south Georgia. So it's just been a great year. Our kids had a great experience playing some great competition this year, and and we done a very good job. We won them all except for one. We took IMG to the wire. We still wish we could replay that game and and take a few plays back, but no, it was a great experience, and I'm proud of our guys. And after coming up a little short in last year's state championship game, this one here feels real good to have under our belts.
Well, one of the things that you guys are known for is not being afraid to play anyone. You mentioned about the out of state teams that you played this year. Tell me a little bit about that philosophy. I know that IMG stings yet, and you'd like to get a few calls back that you could make, but what is the philosophy there for you? I mean, most people don't think of Illinois being the high school football power in the nation, right? Other people, the Floridas, the Texases, the Californias get all the props, but you guys don't duck anyone.
No, we don't. And Jeff, I'd say the first thing it really is to give our kids the experience to get a chance to travel and see other places other than East St. Louis. Some of our kids never get the opportunity to actually leave the area. So just our staff and our school district giving our young men a chance to travel and see other things besides the small community that we're from. That's one of the things that uh, that motivates us. The other, when you talk about the sports aspect of it, is just to give our kids a chance to compete against the best. We feel like we've got some great talent in our school, and we know there's some great football programs in the Chicago area that we're going to have to compete against come playoff time. So, in order for us to get our kids prepared to compete at the state level, we feel as though we need to play a very competitive schedule, which is why we look nationally to see what teams we can play, and we know if we bowled well against those teams, we'll have a great opportunity to win our own state championship.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Very passionate community. I know on social media we're always getting hit up. Don't forget about us Flyers down here, how we're doing and
Yes.
all that. And we of course don't do that. And obviously we're here to celebrate the championship and want to get as many names in here as we can. But you're doing the interview, and as I tell every championship coach, you're the guy that gets all the hey, good job, slaps on the back, and you also get the grief. But anyway, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about your staff a little bit. I believe you got some alums there on the staff, if I'm not mistaken. So let's salute the guys that helped you get that 6A championship this year.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I've got a great staff, and the majority of my guys on my staff actually played for me. My one of my co-defense coordinators, Trevor Dismute. He played for me. He was on one of my undefeated teams, and he's come back to coach his alma mater. Uh, a young man named Cliff Young. He's another gentleman who played for me. He coaches my offensive line. Uh, Kendrick Jones, another young man, coaches my wide receivers. He's played for me. Terry Fenton, another one. Brandon Gregory, my other co-defense coordinator. I had the opportunity to watch him play So it kind of tells you how old I am.
You and me both.
Coach these guys and watch them all play. But no, I've got a great staff. Uh, I've known these young men for a very long time. Of course, like I said, with the opportunity to coach them and watch them play when they were younger. And so we have a great relationship. It brings a lot of balance to our football team. I'm more of an old school guy, and when the kids can't understand me, they'll turn to those younger coaches, and those younger coaches help them understand the point that I'm trying to reach. And it's a balancing act, and we do a great job with our chemistry between both age groups.
Yeah. And we're talking to a national audience, and we mentioned at the top, obviously, about the schedule. You're not afraid of anyone, but talk a little bit about the foundation that you built there. That now these guys that played for you and are kind of following, and they've gone from being yelled at to yelling at some players, or discussing it very emphatically, I guess, during practice and all that. Tell me a little bit about the foundation that you set when you took over there that carries through to this day.
Well, I tell you, I mean, as a lot of people know who actually know about the program, East St. Louis is the most winningest program in the state of Illinois. So it's a foundation that was laid way before I moved to this area. The program's been in existence since 1925. Uh, the program never had a losing. No, I won't say that. I'll be wrong if I said that. So we've had a few losing seasons, but no, it's kind of ironic that the state of Illinois, this was their 50th year in existence of holding the state championship. It started in 1974. East St. Louis was one of the first high schools to play for the state championship in 1974. So we had second runner-up in 1974 in the state championship game, which was its first existence. And here we are 50 years later, 2024, we're playing for the state championship, and we won the state championship. So it just tells you how long the history of this program, like I say, being and winning us in state. Like I said, the track record was laid down long before I came. Coach Robert Shannon, he won 6 championships when he was here in the 80s. He'd done a great job building, help build this program. And, I just happened to come along in the 2000s, and the program had been down for a while, and get a resurgence and put my stamp on my era. And, it's been a pretty good ride.
Rolling along pretty nicely. I think it's 11 overall state championships now for you guys.
Yes.
Obviously, I'd love to allow you to take the entire roster and take kid by kid by kid by name by name by name, but we don't have all the time to do that. So let's talk about some of the leaders on this team this year for you that did the job that got you to hoist the trophy on Saturday.
Man, I tell you, we've got some great ones. I could start with Shaman Hamilton. He's an offensive lineman for us. He's a 3-year starter for me, and the kid is a very selfless kid. He's a kid who's done numerous things for the program, and he's going to be missed. Then we got Christopher Bennett, another 3-year starter. He's the smallest kid on the team, but the toughest kid on the team. He's probably 5'7", that's stretching it. About 165 pounds, but he's been phenomenal over the past 3 years, and he's had a phenomenal playoff run for us. He's just been very electric with the ball in his hands. Quarterback Ken, he's done a tremendous job taking the helm this year and just leading us and just taking this offense to just unknown levels. Defensively, I mean, you got to talk about Charles Bass, who's our leader in our secondary, who's also another 3-year starter for us. And the kids, he's done a great job, like I say, leading our defense. And then the heart and soul of our defense, Keandre McClendon, defensive end for us. He's done a tremendous job. And, both those guys are all state football players for us. And you can't win without having great leadership in the locker room. And the young men that I mentioned, they're great leaders. When we're not around as coaches, they're there leading those young men in that locker room, and I can't say enough about those guys.
Tell me a little bit about your philosophy. I mean, wins, losses, championships, great. They speak for themselves there at East St. Louis, but obviously it's a tough community for people that don't know it. It is a very tough community, but you've gotten kids out of that community through football. Talk a little bit about your philosophy when it comes to the student and student athlete.
I mean, when you talk about the student, that's the first thing you want to talk about because as we know, uh, you can't play this game forever. And one day the ball is gonna go flat, and you have to fall back on something else. And when you talk about something else, that's your education. Can't nobody take that from you. So we stress that in our program. The academics part is the big piece. We all want to play sports. We all want to go to the next level and play sports, but you can't do that without your academics. And I've got a great team of coaches who we check our kids' grades week in and week out. Uh, we make sure that they're on track to actually graduate early. We love to get our kids out in December so they can get an early start on their college careers. And as we know, everybody can't play college football. So, it's not like that's all we're pushing. So, I mean, if a kid is great in the trade, we're going to push that trade also. If military, I mean, whatever the case may be, we want to give our kids an opportunity to be successful in life. And, we tell our kids all the time, success is uncommon. And, you have to do things that the ordinary person doesn't want to do to be successful. And we pound that in their minds that day in and day out you got to go the extra mile to be at an elite level, whether it's academically or athletically. And we stress that to our kids, and our kids follow our lead, Jeff, and we just do a great job. Our kids graduate from college. We got some kids right now on the Big Ten all academic team, all SEC team. And I think that's what we're most proud about when we get those letters back from their college coaches and that they're all academic students and not all SEC athletic students. It makes us feel good because the academics is the big piece that we try to push.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Early signing period is already here. Tell us a little bit. You got some of those kids you named before that are going to be inking tomorrow, or what's I guess starts Wednesday, and we're doing this, taping this on Tuesday. What's that look like for you?
Yeah, we've got a few that's going to sign early. We'll have Charles Bass. He's going to sign with the University of Missouri. Uh, Tomorrow, we have our running back, Ryan Martin. He's going to sign with Kent State tomorrow. Uh, Keandre McClendon, who I mentioned, he'll be signing with Lindenwood University, which is a one-double-A school in Missouri. So yeah, we've got quite a few. Just off the top of my head, just going to sign early. We got some other guys who's going to wait around to that next signing period. But all I can say is congratulations to those guys. Those guys are going to be missed, and we can't wait to celebrate with those guys Wednesday. We got a big day lined up Wednesday. We got signing day, we got a pet rally, we got a parade. So
Nice.
we got a lot of stuff we got to get. We got to do it one day.
You're going to have a fun day. Actually, you've got a big smile on my face. I thought I was the only one that called it one double A anymore. Must be
Still
the
one double A
Pennsylvania guy and the Jersey guy. And
There you go. There you go.
A couple more and I'll let you go. Let's talk a little bit about the guys that have gone on. You talked about the guys that are playing in some of the power fours now and all that. And obviously you've had some guys go up to the next level. How much do the buttons pop on the shirt there when you're watching some of those guys play at the next level?
Oh man, it's a big smile. I mean, it's a lot of joy watching these guys, and it gets crazy sometimes because the guys that's playing Power 5 football, you're trying to watch all their games, and they're on all different channels. You're flicking back and forth trying to catch up with them, and sometimes we want to go see them on Saturdays. You got to decide which kids you want to go see. So we got some kids out there that's playing some great ball. We've got a kid down in Georgia. We got Dominic Lovett, who's having a tremendous season, and we're hoping he gets a chance to play for the national championship. We have Luther Burton, who's down there at Missouri, who's playing and doing great things.
Top
Uh,
receiver.
yes, top receiver. We've got two offensive linemen starting for the University of Illinois side by side, the same way they did in high school, uh, which which is just a great accomplishment. Just watching those guys, the chemistry that they continue to have in college that they had in high school. Uh, uh, Man, I can just go on and on. You kind of hate to leave guys out. We got Javante Spraggins, who's a 4-year starter at the University of Tennessee at right guard. So we've just got a lot of kids out there playing ball and doing some great things. And I think one of our biggest surprises is Jayon Jackson, who started as a freshman for Central Missouri. I'm sorry, uh, Central Michigan University, and he only weighs 155 pounds. He's starting corner. He's doing a great job at Central Michigan right now.
You put together some tough kids down there in East St. Louis. I mentioned it at the top, Coach. I know you're going to go into probably some coach speak here, but it's nice to get recognized every so often, being inducted into the Hall of Fame there. What did that mean for you?
That meant a lot. You get into coaching, and that's not what you're in it for. You're like say you're in it to guide young men. But for that opportunity, for that to happen for me, I mean, that's boy, I kind of get lost for words every time I think about it. Uh, but it's a great accomplishment, and I couldn't have done it without the young men that I coach. I couldn't have done it without my coaching staff. I mean, it says my name, Darren Sunkett, that's the guy that's getting inducted, but it should have all those names. Uh, surrounded surrounding my name
Yeah.
because like I said, without those guys, it doesn't happen. But it's just I've had a long career. I've had a very successful career, a lot of wins, a few losses, championships, and it's something that I'll always look back on, and I'll be proud of that accomplishment.
Yeah, from one old guy to another, the one thing that I've always found talking to coaches around the country, especially successful ones like you, there's a lot of wins there, but generally speaking, sticking up in the brain are the ones with the L by it, right?
Yeah, you never lose, you never get those losses. You can explain them 20 years from now exactly what happened.
Coach, well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. And more importantly, thank you for all you've done for student athletes for so many years and continued success there at East St. Louis.
All right, thanks for having me on, Jeff.